Welcome back. Here's Consuelo to read Chapter 3.
Chapter 3 A Fish's World. I got to the pier, sucked in the clean air, and swallowed long and hard. A rusting speedboat was tied to the dock. Dad's speedboat. I heard a splash, knelt, leaned forward, and stared into the clear water where trout were swimming. It always amazed me how they never ran into each other. It was their world, and they were perfectly comfortable in it. I lay on the pier, stuck my hand into the water, and the frightened fish swam away. But another fish touched my baby finger. I felt a tingle. I wondered what it would be like to be a fish. What would I think? Would I even know there was something out there beyond the water? The fish came around again, and I jumped, yanked my hand out. The fish's face was Dad's face. Creepy. I looked again, but the fish had already swum away. Shango barked, and I jumped. I looked up. The dog was running back and forth, barking like he wanted me to follow him, like something was wrong. "What's up, boy?" Something was making him crazy. I looked around but didn't see anything different except Shango running toward the cottage. I jumped up, picked up the pail of blackberries, trailed after him, reached the cottage, and took 2 stairs at a time up the porch. Through the screen door, cinnamon and cardamom engulfed me, but it was chaos in there. 2 ferrets chased each other through toy tunnels. That wasn't unusual. But today they were also sliding down the banisters and climbing onto anyone and everything, which was a big no-no for Nana. A raccoon with a bandaged leg bared its teeth at C-Cube like it was going to attack him. The scarlet macaw and the cockatoo screamed at each other. A yellow and gray cockatiel and a blue parakeet flew around, chirping incessantly. The cockatiel perched on Conrad's shoulder and pooped. I snorted and tried to control myself, but it was hard. C-Cube's lanky body shuddered. I got my phone out and through the screen door snapped a picture of him just as he swatted the offending bird off his shoulder. Disgusting creature. It was too precious. C-Cube curled his lip and under his breath, so Mom couldn't hear, and said, "Collecting evidence?" I smirked. C-Cube's paranoid. I put the phone back in my pocket and under my breath said, "Why? You commit a crime?" Nana rushed into the kitchen, ran to C-Cube with a wet washcloth because the green poop was already running. Conrad stiff-armed her, pulled out his monogrammed handkerchief and dabbed at his shoulder. "That won't do, Condor, honey," Nana said. "If you don't wash that off proper, the droppings will burn a hole in the fabric." In 2 seconds, C-Cube's expression morphed from disgust to panic. He snatched the cloth from Nana and rubbed on the shoulder of his precious suit coat. His philosophy was, treat people like dirt and things like they're irreplaceable. I opened the screen door and walked in. The animals calmed down. Mom and Conrad shot me a double, "How did you do that?" look. But I didn't do anything. I was as surprised as everybody else. Okay, so how did the zoological mayhem start? Nana glanced at Conrad, sniffed, and then looked straight ahead. "They tend to behave like that when they smell something rotten." I pursed my lips to control a grin. "Nice, Nana. Real subtle." Me and Nana think so much alike. She sat in the big chair. I perched next to her on the arm of her chair, staring at a painting of old fishermen gossiping on the banks of a river. It was one of Dad's paintings. Mom and Conrad sat on the couch, and Conrad kept swatting around his legs at things that weren't there. After an excruciating 18.5 minutes of semi-polite conversation, one of the ferrets scrambled up Conrad's legs, which he shook off. "You don't have to worry, Condor, honey. They're all up to date on their shots," Nana said. I always thought ferrets were cute, but now I love them. Pearl-sized beads of sweat ran down C-Cube's nose creases. Mom fanned him and talked baby talk to calm him down. That is one ugly baby. Can you get some more ice for the lemonade, sweetie? Nana asked me. The sweetness in her voice was thin, like it was covering up layers of thick tension. I got to the kitchen and opened the freezer. On the bottom of 2 ice trays was a book. I pulled it out. Journey to the Center of the Universe. I chuckled. I guess that's one way of preserving ideas. I took out an ice tray and put the book back. Then I opened the refrigerator just to see if she'd put anything there. Oh yeah. Tucked behind a half-gallon of milk on the top level was a hardback book on plant biology with a humongous chloroplast in the center. I snorted. I knew Nana loved her plants, but since when did words need refrigeration? I took the book out of the refrigerator and felt someone behind me, and I chuckled. Nana, if you got rid of the eggs and the milk, you could probably get your whole library in here. Don't think I don't know your game. I dropped the ice tray. Ice cubes clattered all over the floor. I whipped around. There he was, Conrad Christian Connor, 12 inches from my face, his upper lip twitching. He grabbed the book out of my hand and glanced at it. Then under his breath, so no one but me could hear, said, Crazy old bat. I grabbed at the book, but he pulled it over his head. You think you're so smart, but I'm gonna win. You see, it's simple. I make your mom happy. So back off with the attitude, because you know what, sweetie? You don't want to see my dark side. His voice was higher when he said sweetie, copying Nana. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. I visualized him splattered on the floor. Maybe you don't want to see my dark side. Conrad smirked. Oh, I know all about your dark side. How you wished your dad would disappear. And funny, he did. I flinched. How did Conrad know that? Nobody knows that. Maybe you'd like me to disappear too. Maybe you'd like to even kill me, he nodded. Yeah, you'd like to kill me, wouldn't you? I flinched. He'd read my mind, or maybe my face said it all. But I kept my mouth shut, because once I said it out loud, it just might happen. He cocked his face to the side. But you can't. Know why? My breathing was short. See, I'm like the phoenix. Kill me, and I rise from the ashes. He lifted his arms as he said this, and his voice was stony sweet. Mom walked in, glanced at the ice and tray on the floor, and frowned. What's going on? Conrad gave Mom his classic fake sweet smile. It's my fault. Didn't mean to, but I must have startled her. He showed Mom the book. Esperanza and I were just having a laugh about the book Florence left in the refrigerator. Mom sighed big time and shook her head. Just like Florence. I glared at Conrad. He's all icky-gooey with her. Can't you see he's hiding something, Mom? But she doesn't see it. Can't see it. Won't see it. I knelt and hurriedly picked up the ice cubes on the floor when C-Cube joined me. It's all right, I got this, I mumbled. Nonsense, it was my fault. I'm a big believer in facing the consequences for your actions, C-Cube said. His voice was like sugar icing over rat poison cake. Nana rushed into the kitchen, followed by Shango, who barked and growled at Conrad. She waved her finger at Shango. Now you stop that, she turned to Mom. You must be smelling something foul. Thanks, Nana. C-Cube and I tossed the last of the ice cubes in the sink, but I couldn't hang around another second and rushed out. After a couple of minutes, Mom and Conrad strolled in. She leaned over to kiss me, but I pulled away. I could feel her heartbeat rise. "If you get bored, just call me." Her voice was nervous and thin. "Why would I get bored? I love hanging with Nana. Nana's the bomb," I said, knowing my coldness would bite. Mom backed away and half smiled. Jab! I had hurt her. I flinched, half enjoying it and half hating myself for enjoying it. Nana didn't even pretend to insist they stay any longer.
Thanks, Consuelo. Please join us next time when she'll read Chapter 4. If you'd like to contact me, you can email me. You can also visit my website, lorrainesiegel.com.